Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you. All right, today's meeting is physical security and lockpicking, which is mostly an excuse for me to nerd out about lockpicking, but you'll also hopefully learn something about physical security.
So quickly, I want to shout out to everyone that showed up to help us play in Sunshine CTF, which is run by East Edge Orlando and University of Central Florida. We are currently fifth. Four other teams that have full cleared. So we just have one challenge left. Maybe we can solve it, but regardless of our final position, like it's going to be high. It's going to be like in terms of the top 10. So very proud of everyone that showed up and helped out. Thank you again.
Y'all are seriously awesome. Like that's not easy to do.
Yeah, like we have a very competitive team this year, and that's great. And I would love to see everyone to keep coming out because like despite doing this, for 4 or 5 years, I'm still learning new things, and you guys are showing me how to do new things.
Even if you're not the person solving challenges, even just contributing, learning new things, that's how you get better. That's how you help us get high on this scoreboard.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very pleasant to the feeling.
Yes.
Next time. And then just to keep the hype going up, we have Seesaw CTF. So I'm happy to announce that that one CTF we played in early September. We qualified for the final round. So we get to go to New York for free. And we are sending 4 people to New York City to represent SIGPwny in the final round. So that will be Cameron, Brian, Ahmad, and Raj. And I'm also happy to announce that this past weekend, we learned that for the embedded security challenge for Seesaw, we had 2 of our teams qualified. So there's team 1, team 2. Again, another round of applause.
Wait, okay. Next slide.
And the last bit, just a Pony CTF leaderboard update. So you guys know who you are, but congratulations to the current top 5. And I will now leave it to Emma to take it for lockpicking.
All right. Well, I'm Emma. I'm currently admin at SIGPwny. It's my last semester. I'm finishing up my BS MCS in computer science. If you ever have any questions about choosing a master's program here, you have the semester to ask me because I'm out of here. My fun fact is I'm learning how to crochet, and by technicality, I'm working on my OSCP, but trying to actually get myself to do it is hard.
Hi, I'm Satvik. I joined SIGPwny this year, and I'm a computer engineer, and I'm double majoring in that. And my fun fact, I am a beekeeper in training. So
wait, are you part of beekeeping club?
Yeah.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
sorry.
We just go out to the hives. So actually, this last Saturday, we collected the honey from the hives. So that was pretty fun. You guys should join beekeeping club. It's very cool. Beekeeping.
I'm not part of beekeeping club, but you should join beekeeping club.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the flag for today. You will learn what a FA2025 is soon, and the fun part is that you probably already own one. So you can do physical security stuff very quickly. And then the little comic here is just this whole unpickable lock, and then you just put your valuables in the shoebox on the side because they're both stuff a lot. I'll give you a little bit of time to put that in. If you have not signed up for our internal CTF, ctf.sigpwny.com, for every single meeting, we have a flag up, or a meeting flag. And you can submit it for points. You saw that leaderboard earlier, that's how you get on that leaderboard. So think you're next, right? Yeah, okay. So let's get started with this.
Okay, so what is physical security? So, like we all know about like I guess like cybersecurity, so like where you try to prevent people from like trying to hack in to, like networks or like some other form of like online like activity. But physical security is about making sure like the actual like physical like representations or like your servers and whatnot are actually protected. And so like for sometimes like employees or like companies can be like spies for other companies. Or like government spies from like other governments and try to like steal secrets. And so we want to like prevent that from happening. And so like threat models vary. For example, a company's like requirements for physical security would be very different from like the United States government for physical security. And that would be different from like my requirement for physical security. Like I don't really care. Laptop's like right over there. So yeah, so just like what you might need might not be what other people need. So one form of physical security is access control. So that's like right here. I forgot what those are called. But those things.
Turnstile.
Yeah, turnstiles. Yeah. So they only allow people that you want in. And you can like set them up in different ways. You can have like those scanners that have like those metal detectors, or maybe like a key card swipe thing. But basically, it's a form of physical control that doesn't let like just random people from the public into your secure facility. Surveillance. So cameras. There's cameras in like this building, for example. They just monitor people.
Try to spot a camera in this room.
Yes, there's not. There's actually one right there. I think it's recording us.
That's
The
true.
video. But yeah, so smart cameras and whatnot can track people going in and out, and if people like the people who are like watching this meetings, the security people watching these cameras see something odd, they can go check it out. So cameras are a good form of security. So in this picture right here, can you spot 5 barriers to entry? Like, does anyone see a barrier to entry that?
Feel free to raise your hand if you see one.
Nobody? Oh, right there.
Water body,
The what?
water.
Oh yeah. So there's water up there. So people, I guess like there's also a road, but like people approaching from that direction would be able to like get into the facility.
All right.
Into the building.
I see another person.
Oh, no.
The door that connects the building to the red bridge.
Yeah, right over there. So that door, like if anyone's walking along that red bridge trying to get into the building, they gotta like, go through that door. Maybe it's like protected with like a key card or something. Good spot right there.
Yeah, at the base of the building, there's a barrier on the left that would prevent anybody from entering that area.
Yeah, right here. I'm assuming this is like a driveway for cars to enter, and this is like one of those remote control gates. That would prevent cars from entering unless they were authorized. Good finds. So on the next slide, this is like a bridge, and it has like it's like elevated, so not everyone can just get on. I'm assuming like the yellow bridge leads to like the red bridge. Over here, there's like some like physical, like you can see like that little like parking block things.
Those things that can pop ears.
Yeah, they might have spike strips there. I can't really tell, but those might be spike strips. Yeah. Like someone said, the bridge here. We have the door of the building. Yeah. Oh. Maybe that was it. Oh yeah, the gate.
Yeah.
And then more examples. So here's like a camera, or not here. Here's like some people. This is a camera too. Yeah. So just more examples of physical security. And another one over here of like a person that's actually like trying to see who's alive. So. Okay, so now on to Emma. We'll teach you how to actually lockpick.
Yay. Okay. So we begin, there's a couple disclaimers I have. Because the laws on these things vary, and I also want to make sure that I don't get in trouble and that you don't get in trouble. So first, you want to know your rights when it comes to lockpicks. So different states have different laws related to lockpick and owning lockpick. So I don't know what states you all live in. So I don't know whether it's legal for you to go home and buy one. So this is something you should check on this website. Pool is very cool. They're like the essentially the ACM for lockpicking, like the ACM National for lockpicking. And they have a really good up-to-date page related to lockpicking laws. In Illinois, you're allowed to own lockpicks. If you have them on you while committing another crime, that can increase your sentence. Because that's possession of picks with intent to commit a crime. Which is to say, be careful just holding them on you. Obviously don't commit crimes, but I know that like sometimes it's like, oh, I wasn't like I just got like I was caught up in the middle of something. And so just understand the liability that comes with keeping lockpicks on you in public. And also, I'm not a lawyer. I obviously check this, see what the laws look like, but none of us are lawyers or security people. Next, please don't get us in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble. I know that we say this for everything we do, but I especially want to say it for this because it's very hard to like pretend you did the lockpicks thing. If a lock's not owned by you, that's illegal. It's the same as if a computer's not owned by you, it's illegal to hack it. If a lock's not owned by you, it's illegal to pick it. That includes your university locks. Do not go picking the Siebel front door. That includes your dorm and apartment locks. This one might not be obvious, but those are owned by the university and by your landlord, so you shouldn't be picking them. I know people that have gotten picks stuck in their apartment lock doors, and it's very hard to explain to the locksmith, so don't do it. Do not pick anything that you're allowed to work. Again, apartment door locks, gym locks, like if it's a lock, bike locks, be careful picking your own stuff, because if a pick breaks in there, then you don't get to use it. Or if you somehow break your lock doing this, you're using the lock in an unintended way. So don't break locks you need to do things. Next, give us back our lockpicks when you're done. This is more of a logistic thing. I'm actually going to ask for some kind of collateral when you borrow our picks. We're gonna give you picks today. We're gonna help you pick locks, but I'll ask for like an iCard or something. Because I want them back. The one time I didn't ask for an iCard, I didn't get one of them back. It made me sad. And I'm not gonna buy more lockpicks. SIGPwny does not have infinite lockpicking funds. No infinite lockpicking budget, unfortunately. So if I don't get the lockpicks back, that's one less person that can pick locks at a lockpicking meeting or a lockpicking social. Last thing, more fun. If you want to get these flags outside of this meeting, instead of like going and buying picks yourself and going and buying the master lock 3 or whatever, I'll be running lockpicking socials from here on out. Right now there's a when to meet in the lockpicking channel for SIGPwny on Discord. If you're really interested in going to like picking locks and talking with me about physical security or whatever else you want to talk about, you should get the lockpicking role in the SIGPwny server and go fill out the when to meet so that I know you're interested in that and so I know your availability. All right, now it's time to pick locks. Sorry for all the disclaimers. So I'm going to be talking mostly about pin and tumbler locks today. So when you think of like a lock and key, like a door lock, you're probably thinking of a pin and tumbler lock. So you've got these cylinders that hold pins that are cut at these certain points. And they're set in the right place by a key. So you can see in this diagram, we've got this key going in, these pins are kind of cut in half. And when they're all in place, because they're cut at different like spaces, you can see that it creates this little, like there's a separation right at the spot where the cylinder would turn, and then you can turn, kind of like you do with your key at home. And the way these are cut is not perfect. Like if you were to look at the top with like a microscope, it's not perfectly straight, and that's what allows you to lock it. So our goal is to perform the roles of the key without actually having the key. So the two roles of the keys are to align those pins, we saw it earlier, and then to turn it. And I know that sounds pretty straightforward, but if you don't have those two things, you can't unlock the door. Even if you got all the pins in place, you couldn't turn it, you can't unlock the door. Even if you try to turn it really, really hard, you don't have the pins in place, you can't turn it. So, how do we go about this? We need to provide tension to turn the key with, and then we need to set the pins in place using a lockpick. So, first, we have a tensioning tool, and that is arguably more important than the lockpicking itself. You'll see something like this. This one's at the bottom of the keyway tension tool. You'll also see some that are a little flatter looking that are top of the keyway tension tools. For a zoomers, kind of looks like this. And if you don't have the tension right, even if you get all the pins in place, it's going to be pretty hard to open the lock. So the amount of pressure you give is pretty important there. You want to give just enough pressure that you can feel the progress you're making when picking the lock, but not too little pressure so that you're not actually like turning it properly and not holding the pins in place when you actually get them. And this will make a little bit more sense once you start picking locks. I know I'm explaining this all with words and you're like, it's probably like, what do these words mean? I promise it'll make a little bit more sense once you start working with a lock. So there's a lot of different kinds of lock picks. You can see that some of them are like these little hooks. Some of them are these little squiggly looking, key looking things. And there's some that are kind of in between. I'll talk about both raking locks as well as single pin picking locks today. So when we're single pin picking, you want to grab your tensioning tool and a short hook. So again, kind of this little crowbar looking thing. What? I'm a gamer. I don't know.
Windows plus G.
Windows G?
Oh.
I'm no longer a gamer. Okay. Oh well.
You have to go back as well.
I probably don't. Let me make sure. Okay. So the little crowbar looking thing, as I was talking about before, and if we go back to the slide before, something looking like this. And you'll see that in the little kit I give you. So then you're gonna put the tensioning tool, our particular tensioning tool I'm giving you, you're gonna put it at the bottom of the keyway and turn. Your picks go at the bottom. And you don't want to push too hard, just hard enough that you're gonna feel feedback. Then you're gonna feel a pin with most tension. You're kind of gonna go down the list almost. There's gonna be like maybe 4 pins in there. You'll go, okay, the first pin have tension on it, second pin have tension on it, etc., etc. And you'll feel for the one with most tension, then kind of put pressure on that, bring that one up, and then you'll go back down the list and figure out the next one with the most tension on it. So then you're going to continue the process until the lock is picked. There's also raking, which is basically just brute forcing, but in real life. So you're gonna have, do you remember that little wavy shaped pin? This little key looking thing I showed you before. You're going to gently wrap that inside the lock, again, using the tensioning tool as well. You're gonna gently rock this little wavy shaped pick inside the lock until you can turn it. And this is pretty effective with low security locks, and it becomes a little bit less reliable once we start facing security pins. And security pins basically are deterring low skill attacks by making picking a little bit harder. It kind of simulates the process of picking a lock. Like, for example, you can see like this pin is not up all the way, but you can see it's sort of turning a little. And that's something you would feel in the progress of picking a lock. It makes lock picking more fun though. Because then you have something to beat that is not just like you'll learn quickly if you start picking locks that like single pin is pretty chill over time. And so it gives us something to strive for. These security pins. This one's called a spool pin. There's ones that look different ways too that you'll have to learn specifically how to defeat. So this is demo raking lock. I'll probably also kind of show you the process of. Yeah, can you help me? Oh, thank you. Yeah, that'll do. And then for those of you, document camera. All right. So yeah, it seems like people on Zoom can see that. Honestly, it might even, just looking at what people on Zoom can see, it'll be better if I just show the screen itself. Because it's, yeah. Yeah, okay. So first, I'll show you like a real clear lock. Can you see this easily? Yeah, okay. So you can see that we got our pins in there. I'll try my best to show clearly that when we move the pins up and down, kind of like what we saw in that diagram, we're going to see that little split. And split's different if I were to just bring all these pins up. Split's different on all of these. You can sort of see some of them have different splits at different spots. And so I'm not going to pick this whole thing here, but I can sort of maybe, you can sort of see I'm putting the tension in place, and then I'll start the process of picking a lock. I'll start the process of moving the pins up, and hopefully you'll feel something with the most tension. But the fun flashy part is always picking a lock. And the easiest way to do that quickly is to rake the lock. So I'll show you if I can get it. Earlier today, I was like, oh, I'm having a bad picking day. So we'll see how quickly I can get this. You can see I'm not putting too much tension on this. There we go. But hopefully that kind of shows you the process of what raking a lock looks like, where I think a common thing that a lot of people do when they first start looking at, like, start picking locks and trying to get them is like, they kind of, in that particular case, it kind of just worked, but like, they'll push really hard. They'll kind of like scrub it in and out, like kind of like, and it's mostly a rocking motion, less of a stabbing motion. There are methods of opening locks that involve stabbing motions that we'll talk about soon. So hopefully that got you excited to pick locks. So on one hand, that probably didn't sound crazy. Like, it sounded, time consuming, but not crazy. Oh, I realize I still have the ammo up. Oh, not what I want.
You should reshare the slides as well on Zoom.
Oh, should I? Thank you. If I can. Apologies. Share. Okay. And let me get my mouse over. All right. So very exciting stuff. There's other locks though. You might see waver locks. They're usually pretty bad, but you can see like they might be two direction, they might be one direction. They're kind of more square pins, and you're kind of just putting them into place. They're usually bad enough that you can put this thing called a jiggler in there. That's like vaguely key shaped. Kind of just jiggle it around, and like if you've seen like the locks on like the toilet paper dispenser, like usually it's this kind of thing, where it's just like it's there to keep people honest. There's also tubular locks. You might have seen these on a vending machine. You might have seen these on like if you're looking at an elevator, you're looking at like a fire emergency thing. That's usually where I see tubular locks. They're also usually pretty poorly designed. It's kind of the same deal as the normal pin and tumbler, but it's a circle. So if you can just like put tension on it and then pick in a circle, but even easier, usually they don't have that great of quality, so you can kind of just use an impressioning tool. It sort of looks like a circle like this, and you just sort of push it in there lightly, and then you turn the key. And so then it's like no key required, free snacks. No, don't do that. But but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about, this little impressioning tool. Disc detainer locks are, you may have seen them on bike locks, like if any of you have like one of those kryptonite bike locks. That's usually what you're gonna see for bikes. And they're usually considered more secure. I'd argue that they're just more of a pain in the butt to pick. You can see this bar that prevents the core from rotating, and each disc is kind of cut at a certain rotation, so it's like similar deal, but you just need a specialty tool to pick it, basically. It's the same principle. If you ever watched like Lockpicking lure, how many of you watched Lockpicking lure? You know the tool Bosnia and Bill and I made? Yeah, that's disc detainer locks. So there's some specialty locks or specialty picks that work for these particular locks. Do not steal bikes, please. I'll say these ones tend to be a little bit more expensive to buy too, so perhaps it's security by expensive actually getting through it. Like most people at that point are like, oh, I may as well just use like a chain cutter or something if they're actually going to be stealing bikes. So this is all very cool. But how practical is this really? Do people actually use these methods to break into homes, to steal things, etc.? Not really. In practice, not really, actually. So there's way easier ways to break into things. Picks are usually involved in maybe like 4 or 5% of home break-ins. Because like, do you know how many people just leave their door unlocked? You know how easy it is to break a window? You know how many people leave like their back door unlocked? Like a lot of the time when people are breaking into cars or breaking into houses, like there was this, like back like 10 years ago when I was younger in my hometown, there was like someone that was like serials, like stealing things in cars. And like, they didn't get in trouble because everyone just was keeping their cars unlocked. Like that's like after a certain point, like the police were like, that's not breaking and entering, that's a skill issue. Which is to say that lockpicking is easy, but because it's time consuming and because a lot of these crimes are crimes of opportunity, honestly, it's easier. Like most people do not break into lockpicking. Which is to say, your door lock might be pickable, but it tends to keep people in line. All right, now we're going to talk bypass. I don't know how much of bypass you want to do yourself.
Or the first part, and then
yeah, I can start with the first part. If you want to join me, you can. So now we're going to talk about things that still get locks open that aren't lockpicking. So I was talking about like the toilet paper openers. or toilet paper holders before, or like, you might see these on, you know, those little clear things that like in a hotel room will keep you from getting into the like temperature thing. Or like basically just like when you see a lock that is for something kind of basic and it looks kind of small and basic like that. They tend to be key to like. You probably own at least one of these keys. I say that with like proper confidence. Like if you've ever bought like one of those like old diaries when you were younger, or like if your family owns an RV, like this is the key that gets you into all those little like outdoor compartments. That's the key from the flag, by the way. Like the odds that you own one of these keys and that it opens something that you didn't buy it for is extremely high.
The CH751 key is also the one used for the ACM lockers.
Yes, yes, fun fact, don't steal people don't want those things anyway, but don't steal people's stuff. But if you were to go into the ACM back room and look at the little locks on the cabinets, they say CH751. Which is to say, it costs like $2 to get into. So now, here's some spicier keys. I'm gonna play a game called What Does This Open? These are common keys for things, and I want you to guess what you think these things generally open. I'm gonna start this key on the left and go to the right. So what do you think this first key opens? Any guesses? Yeah?
Like a safe box?
That's a good guess because that makes sense. Yeah?
It has the like security mechanisms on both sides, and you said it was like for toilet paper dispensers.
It's not for it's I'll give you a hint. It's for something more important than both of those things. Yeah? It's a car key. For very old police cars, and a lot of them get decommissioned into taxis. This is the key to like key for that. Don't break into cars, please. Don't try to steal a taxi. Don't do a GTA. You will get in trouble, and I will testify against you. What do you think this? What do you think this key's for? What do you think this key's for? This one's a little bit more fun, a little bit less like scary. Yeah. Vending machine's a good guess. I'll say that you might run into this if you're like hanging out with rich people or your grandparents. What? It's a golf cart key. Yes, that's a golf cart key. It's not for every golf cart, but it's for a good majority of them. What do you think this key is? Yeah?
It's like a locker.
It's more important than a locker. Yeah?
Well, you said vending machine, so like.
Vending machine's a good guess. Yeah. That's also a good guess. It's more important than those things. Yeah? That'd be wild. I don't think that's been leaked yet, but we'll get to some government keys that have been leaked, but that one hasn't. Yeah?
Fire elevator.
Yeah, that's the fire elevator key. So a lot of it, or it's one of a couple fire elevator keys. So most, like think about if you're a firefighter and you're trying to like control the elevator, you don't want to be like rummaging through keys. And so a lot of them are key to life. That's a good thing in an emergency, but it's a bad thing if you don't want someone to be messing with your elevator. So this is also one where like, don't do this. Not only because it's illegal, but because it's actually pretty dangerous to like control the elevator yourself. Just don't be stupid. What do I think this one's for, this last one? I'll say that it's Both fun and dangerous. Yep,
Amazing,
what's up?
amazing,
A what box?
amazing, like.
Oh, a mailbox. No, I thought about putting that up here, but that's actually really illegal. Don't mess with the USPS kids. If you find a mail key, return it to your nearest mailbox. Unironically, that's what you're supposed to do. But that's a good guess. That is a good guess. So, what do we think it might be though? I'll give you a hint. It's a little bit less Chicago, a little bit more Champaign-Urbana. Yep. A what? A bike lock? That's a good guess, but not a bike lock. Yep. It's a tractor key. I believe this is the one for cat tractors, but there's ones for different companies. Again, don't mess with tractors, don't mess with like excavators unless you know what you're doing, and also you have permission. But it's very fun to know that all of these are key to like things that just like exist online. Another fun one, TSA keys. So, do you know those locks? How many of you have one of those locks that has like the red little hexagon thing, rhombus thing? Okay, yeah, some of you probably have that for like when you're going through the TSA. They're gonna like break your lock unless you actually use one of the TSA locks. So they generally encourage using TSA locks instead of your own locks. So, what's up?
Not familiar with what you do.
Yeah. So you mostly use, like, you'll see them in airports sometimes. Generally speaking, they don't let you like put an actual physical lock on your luggage. And they want you to put one on there that is like TSA specific so that they can open it if they need to check your bag. Like, yeah, that's a good
Call them like CSA approved locks. You
Yeah.
get those.
you look behind.
Like, you know, like places like usually they're TSA compatible.
Yeah, the symbol look kind of like that.
Are those free content versions?
Yes, we're getting there. So, I think in about 2014, someone found on the TSA website some internal documents that they did not access control properly, that were the specs for all of the TSA keys. And then someone went and said, "Hey, can I do this without the specs?" And they like measured the inside of the holes for the TSA keys and like created a 3D model. Which is to say, and don't break into people's locks, but like TSA keys, like TSA, it's honestly better to go without a lock in the TSA because it makes your stuff look less valuable. Rather than what's going on here. Because that will bypass all of the TSA locks. Okay. Now I'll let you talk other bypass methods.
Okay, so last section before we get to the fun part where you guys get to pick your own locks. But basically, here's like a few more ways of picking locks without actually having a lock pick. So this is shipping. It's like usually like I think it works on like cheaper locks. The kind of locks you might find like or like table lockers maybe. Like if you've ever used lockers in the Arc, those kind of locks. But you basically just like put like a thing, like a super thin like thing inside of like the hole for the lock, and if you like push it down, you can open the lock. And so yeah, it's just like a way to get locks picked without actually having a lock pick on you. And then this is called a bypass, specifically a knife bypass. And so as you can see in the lock, or like in the picture over here, you can basically use that to open the lock without actually having a lock pick. And so this like depends, like you can't use it on every single type of lock. if you have a lock that this works on, then it's a good way to lock it, or like pick the lock.
I told you stabbing motions would be useful sometimes.
Yes. This is another type, of lockpick. It's, you basically, as you can see in the video here, you just push it in and then all the like pins go up at the same time. And if you're like turning the key at the same time, or if you're like turning the key on the cylinder at the same time, then you can get pins to stay on the top right there, and then you can open them up. Don't buy them here. They're not legal.
They're like carved into the laws here, like that lockpicks are legal, but like bump keys are not. So like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah, Big Bump Key did not have the lobbyists that Big Lock had, so. Yeah. Okay, so now you guys get to pick locks. I don't know if you wanna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so from here, I'm going to. I have the picks by me. I recommend that you pair up with people because we've got about 16 kids. What you're gonna do is you're gonna give me some kind of collateral, probably like an iCard. You want to give me your government ID, you can vote. iCard's easy. So give me some kind of collateral. I'll give you picks, and then you can go start picking locks. I recommend starting with the clear locks or progressive locks. If you get through the progressive locks and you are feeling pretty good about them, you get to like number 4. If you pick number 4, you can pick a master lock. I don't care if you rake the locks or single pin pick the locks. Raking tends to take less time if you're just looking to pick a lock. Single pin picking, I think, prepares you better for more difficult locks if you're looking to get into lock picking long term. So I give you both picks in your little kits. So feel free to give any of them a try. We also have some door locks. Those are pretty cool. Again, if you've gone through the master lock, you can probably pick a door lock. We have safes in the ACM room if you want to try them. We didn't bring them down because they're safe weight, but those are a little bit harder to get. It's more about safe cracking, tubular lock, stuff like that. So yeah, run wild. Woohoo!
So you talk about your, so Emma here, or what is your, you may have.
You wanna?
Well.
Oh, get collateral. Okay, yeah.